Okay, I'm Engineer Brandon Sonlapus. So I'm going to discuss a part of analytic geometry. Actually, this is an introduction to calculus. So without further ado, can we now start discussing this lesson? So I have a problem here. Find the slope of the line through the points -2, 5, and 7, 1. So these are the coordinates. So before I move forward, I want you to know what is this axis and what is this axis. So this is, of course, this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. In mathematical form, it was called as abscissa. Abscissa. And this is your ordinates. All right. And this one is your origin. Origin usually starts at 0, 0. And this is your coordinates. Now, moving forward, how you are going to solve the slope of the line. So, kung i-drawing natin yan, we have a line for the y-axis. And for the x-axis, so that is -2, 1, 2, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yung first coordinates natin will go to -2. Ito yung x, and ito yung 5. And sa second coordinate natin, yung x natin is 7. And this is your 1. So, dito yan. Hmm. Ay, undo. Undo. So, delete lang natin to. Ito lang. Then, gamitin na lang natin to. Alright, that's our line. Okay, that's the slope. So, what is the slope? In mathematical expression, it was equated as m all over y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Therefore, we can get the slope already by manual computation. That is y sub 2, 7. Yung y sub 1 natin is 5. Minus, wait, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So, sorry. So, y sub 2, 1 minus y sub 1 is 5 all over x sub 2 is 7 x sub 1 minus 2. So that would be -4, 7 plus 2 over 9. So ito yung slope natin. So, ang sagot dyan is letter D. Right? Now, we have a follow-up question here. From the given problem above, find the midpoint of the line and the point slope equation. So, midpoint. So, somewhere here. Kasi gitna daw ng line. So, in mathematical expression, you can solve the midpoint of a line by writing it down as y sub 2. This is for y plus y sub 1 all over 2. This is for y. Ano yung y sub 2 natin? Is 1. Ano yung y sub 1 natin? Plus minus y sub 1. Ay, 5 pala yun. Sorry, 5. Okay. That is 1 plus 5 all over 2. So that would be 6 over 2 or equal to 3. So that is the y value. And for the x midpoint of the line, that would be x sub 2 plus x sub 1 all over 2 equal, ano yung x sub 2 natin? 7. Ano yung x sub 1 natin? Minus 2 plus minus 2 all over 2. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5 over 2. That would be 2.5. So, kung ipa-plot natin yan, gamitin natin ng ibang kulay. Kung ipa-plot natin yan dito, what is x? 1, 2. So, 2. And yung y, 1, 2, 3. So, somewhere here. Ito yung midpoint of a line natin. Okay? That is our midpoint of a line. Now, moving forward, we are now again to ask or to get the point slope equation. So, meron na tayong midpoint, meron na tayong slope, and point slope equation na lang. Paano natin gagawin ito? So, since we know the slope formula, we can get the point slope equation. Okay, paano? So, m is equal to y sub 2, excuse me, over y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, cross multiply m times x sub 2 minus x sub 1 equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So, pwede mo pang pagpalitin yan. Pwede. Gawin mong ganito. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is equal to m x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, you have the point slope equation already. Okay. Now, try to solve the point slope equation at this coordinate. negative 2 at negative 2 and 5. So the point slope equation for this coordinate is wala tayong y sub 2 pero may y sub 1 tayo. So that would be y minus, ano yung y sub 1 natin? Is 5. Meron ba tayong slope? Yes, we have. This is our slope, right? So negative 4 over 9 times, ano yung x sub 2 natin? Wala tayong x sub 2. So x sub 2, ano yung x sub 1 natin? Plus 2. Yan yung slope of a line natin at this coordinate. Next, point slope equation for this coordinate at 7 and 1. So we can write it like this. So y sub 2 minus 1, direct substitution na lang para hindi mahirap. And then negative 4 all over 9 times, ano yung x sub 2 natin? Wala. Pero meron tayong x sub 1. What is x sub 1 natin? Is 7 minus 7. So this is our point slope equation. Then what if you were asked to solve the distance? Since you are given these two coordinates, you can also solve the distance. The distance formula is equal to the square root of y sub 2 minus y sub 1 square plus x sub 2 minus x sub 1 square. Now, get the y sub 2. What is y sub 2? Square root of 1. Ano yung y sub 1 natin? 5. 1 minus 5 square plus, ano yung x sub 2 natin? 7. And ano yung x sub 1 natin? Magiging minus 2 square. So, our distance formula, gamitin natin itong calculator. Itong calculator. Okay. So, that would be, make sure it's on radian. So, that would be 1 minus 5 square plus 7 minus 2. Seven minus and then negative 2 square. Saka mo siya squared. So that would be square root of 97. So, square root of 97 or equal to 9.84. Parang mataas. Again, ulitin natin. Kung gamitin natin yung, hold on. Never mind. Okay. Kung sa x muna tayo magsimula, ano yung x's natin? For the first coordinate, you have -2 and 5. And the second coordinate, you have 7 and 1. Okay, kasi tatakpan di ko siya maayos. So, gawin natin ganyan. So, kung magsisimula tayo sa negative, x of 2 is 7 minus -2 squared 7 kasi sa x at tayo nagsimula, and then 1 minus 5 and then squared. So that is square root of 97. That is 9.84. So ito yung distance mo. Now, we can use calculator app on this to make it easier. So ganito lang yon to solve the data. So to solve the midpoint of a line, I will show you how. Dito ko na nalagay ito. Kung alam niyo yung formula, you can actually solve the midpoint of a line or the slope and the midpoint of a line easily. Alright? So you have the y sub 2, 1 minus y sub 1 is 5. And then yung x sub 2 mo is 7. And yung x sub 1 mo is minus 2. So that would be -4/9. As easy as 5 seconds or 10 seconds. How about for the midpoint of a line? So kung tanda mo rin yung formula, we can always use this division, and then you know naman na merong y sub 2 and may y sub 1. What is y sub 2? 1. And yung y sub 1 is 5. I-divide mo lang siya. So you have 3. Ito yon. And for the x-axis, ano yung x-axis natin? You have 7 plus, ano yun? Minus 2. So that would be 5 halves. And that is 2.5. Ito yan. Alright? Anything? So if you don't have any question, we can now move forward.